Dito sa Pilipinas, sadyang mahigpit ang mga tuntunin sa pag-aampon. Paano kapag ang umampon ay isang dayuhan at ang proseso ay pinagtibay sa isang banyagang hukuman sa labas ng bansa? May bisa ba ang pag-aampon dito sa Pilipinas? Sa maingay na syudad ng General Santos, nakilala namin ang isang half-Japanese, half-Filipino na may natatanging kwento.
Hi, I'm Carl William Suzuki, and I was born April 4, 1988 in Manila, and I'm a Filipino citizen. My biological father is Sanao Suzuki. He's a Japanese national. My biological mother is Lori Macno, and she's a Filipina. We were married in Japan in 1987. I am the only child of that marriage. When I was 5 years old, my parents ended their relationship.
My mother met another Japanese man, Hikaru Hayashi.
When my parents separated, I stayed with my mother, and Hayashi treated me like his own. Even though he wasn't my biological father, he was the one who supported me.
When my mom passed away, I thought I had lost everything. But Hayashi, he never left.
That was when I truly felt it. Yes, he's my father, not just in name, but in heart.
Taong 2004, 16 na taong gulang si Yuta nang siya ay formal na ampunin ni Hayashi sa ilalim ng batas ng Japan. Ang legal na pag-aampon kay Carl William Suzuki ay itinala sa Koseki o Family Register ng Japan.
I filed a petition for judicial recognition of foreign adoption decree before the RTC of General Santos.
Nag-utos ang Regional Trial Court sa Office of the Solicitor General na magsumite ng kanilang komento sa nasabing petisyon.
Ayon sa Office of Solicitor General or OSG, malinaw sa mga umiiral na batas ngayon na may mahigpit na patakaran pagdating sa pag-aampon ng mga banyaga. Sabi nila, ayon sa Executive Order No. 91, may mga kondisyon muna bago pahintulutan mag-ampon ng Pilipino ang mga dayuhan. Ganito rin ang sinasabi ng Family Code. May mga limitasyon kung sino lang ang pwedeng mag-ampon. Dagdag pa nila, ang pag-aampon ay magiging legal lang. Ito ay ginawa ayon sa batas tulad ng Republic Act 8043 o ang Inter-Country Adoption Act of 1995 at ang RA 8552 o ang Domestic Adoption Act of 1998. Dahil dito, nanindigan ng OSG na ang pag-aampon ni Hayashi kay Yuta ay hindi tugma sa ating mga batas, kaya hindi ito dapat kilalanin.
Wherefore, the motion for further proceeding is hereby denied for lack of merit. The instant petition is hereby dismissed for being contrary to law and public policy. So ordered.
Naghain naman ng motion for reconsideration si Carl at ang kanyang abogado. Ngunit ito ay muling ibinasura ng Regional Trial Court. Nanindigan ng RTC na ang lahat ng pag-aampon ay dapat sumunod sa batas ng Pilipinas.
Dagdag pa ng RTC, kahit sabihin na legal ang pag-aampon sa ilalim ng batas ng Japan, hindi ibig sabihin ay kailangan na itong kilalanin ng Korte ng Pilipinas. Ayon sa RTC, base sa Section 48, Rule 39 ng Rules of Court, kailangan munang may judgment o pinala desisyon mula sa korte sa ibang bansa. Napansin ng RTC na ang petisyon ay nagsasaad lang ng registrasyon ng pag-aampon sa Family Register ni Hayashi, pero walang ipinakitang desisyon o final order mula sa korte sa Japan. We pointed out that the National Statistics Office Memorandum Circular No. 2007-008 clearly includes adoption under the types of foreign court decisions that can be registered in our civil registry. Second, under Rule 53 of Administrative Order No. 1, Series of 1993, from the Office of the Civil Registrar General, it says that the decree of adoption from a foreign court can be accepted and registered here. But it must be filed at the Civil Registrar of Manila, and I followed that rule. Third, we also cited Rule 9 of Circular Number 90-2, which again supports that adoption decrees from foreign courts are acceptable for registration in the Philippines. And lastly, we also pointed out that the modern trend is to encourage adoption, not restrict it. That the law should favor what's best for the child, and that every reasonable way to recognize a parent-child relationship should be supported, not blocked.
Sa kanilang memorandum, iginiit ng Office of the Solicitor General na ang pagkakaampon kay Carl ay sakop pa rin ng mga batas ng Pilipinas. Ang pag-aampon ay legal lamang kung ito ay ginawa ayon sa mga probisyon ng RA 8043 at RA 8552. At ang pag-aampon kay Carl ay hindi isinigawa base sa RA 8043 at RA 8552. Nagkamali nga ba ang Korte ng Pilipinas sa paghatol na sa ilalim ng ating jurisdiksyon, hindi dapat kinikilala ang isang foreign decree of adoption? The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the petitioner, granting its prayer to set aside the original decision of the Regional Trial Court. The Supreme Court emphasized that recognition and enforcement of a foreign judgment or final order require only proof of fact. Furthermore, the recognition of foreign judgment of adoption is a subsequent event that establishes a new status, right, and fact affecting the petitioner. If duly proven, the foreign judgment needs to be reflected in the Philippine Civil Registry. The case is remanded back to the Regional Trial Court for further proceedings. Sa unang pagkakataon, kami pinaunlakan ng isa sa mga iginagalang na propesor ng Mindanao State University College of Law para magsalita sa kaso ito. Let's welcome Attorney Ilustre. Attorney Ilustre, we won't be beating around the bush. We are really curious, how did the Supreme Court rule that the Regional Trial Court erred in saying that a foreign judgment of adoption of a Filipino citizen cannot be judicially recognized based on the view that such recognition would render nugatory the Philippine laws on adoption?
That's a very important question, Ms. Jessica, and it goes to the heart of the case. The Supreme Court held that the RTC made a mistake in assuming that recognizing a foreign adoption decree would automatically violate or nullify Philippine adoption laws.
So they were treating it like a local adoption case, even though it was clearly processed under Japanese law.
Exactly. And here's the thing. In any adoption, there are always two people involved, the adopter and the adoptee. In this case, the RTC failed to consider a very important detail, that Mr. Hayashi, the adopter, is a Japanese citizen.
And that's a critical point.
That's right. Article 15 of the Civil Code states that laws relating to family rights and duties or to the status, condition, and legal capacity of persons are binding upon citizens of the Philippines, even though living abroad. But Hayashi is not a Filipino. He is a foreign national, and so our courts have no authority to question how Japanese law allowed him to adopt.
And what about Carl? What was the Supreme Court's take on how this foreign decree affects him here?
The court explained it like this. If a foreign court, in this case, a court in Japan, issued a valid adoption decree, our job here in the Philippines is simply to determine whether to recognize its effect, especially on the Filipino party, in this case, Carl. The job of the Philippine court is not to redo or relitigate the case. In other words, recognition is not adoption. It's just an acknowledgement of what the foreign court has already declared. And to add to that, Hayashi's adoption of Carl even meets the exceptions under our own laws. Both the Family Code and RA 855 allow a foreigner married to a Filipino to adopt the child of their spouse, which was the case here. So even under the Philippine law, Hayashi would have been qualified to adopt.
That really sheds light on where the RTC may have gone wrong. But that brings us to another question that many viewers might be asking right now. Is it even allowed under our rules? Can a Philippine court actually recognize a foreign judgment, like an adoption decree issued by a court in Japan?
Yes, Jessica, judicial recognition of a foreign judgment is clearly allowed under Section 48, Rule 39 of the Rules of Court. It says that the effect of a judgment or final order of a tribunal of a foreign country having jurisdiction to render the judgment or final order is as follows. 1. In case of a judgment or final order upon a specific thing, the judgment or final order is conclusive upon the title of the thing. And 2. In case of a judgment or final order against a person, the judgment or final order is presumptive evidence of a right, as between the parties and their successors in interest by a subsequent right. So in either case, the judgment or final order may be repelled by evidence of want of jurisdiction, want of notice to the party, collusion, fraud, or clear mistake of law or fact.
Attorney, I'm sure the viewers also want to know, what does judicial recognition of a foreign judgment mean?
What it means is, a Philippine court accepts a court decision made in another country and gives it legal effect in the Philippines.
Attorney, obligado ba ang Pilipinas sa ilalim ng mga treaty na kilalanin at ipatupad ang mga hatol mula sa ibang bansa?
Wala pong umiiral na tuntunin mula sa mga treaty na nagsasabing obligado ang Pilipinas na kilalanin o ipatupad ang mga hatol mula sa ibang bansa. But generally accepted principles of international law by virtue of incorporation clause of the Constitution form part of the laws of the land even if they do not derive from treaty obligations.
Ano naman po ang mga limitasyon ng ating mga hukuman dito sa Pilipinas sa pagkilala ng mga hatol ng mga banyagang hukuman?
Hindi kasi sinusuri ng mga hukuman ng Pilipinas kung tama o mali ang hatol ng banyagang hukuman. The Philippine courts will only determine, first, whether the foreign judgment is contrary to an overriding public policy in the Philippines, and second, whether any alleging party is able to prove an extrinsic ground to repel the foreign judgment.
Ano po ang implikasyon nito sa kaso ni Carl? May mga kondisyon po ba?
Yes, Jessica, may mga kondisyon po ito, hindi ito automatic. Para kilalanin ng hukuman ng Pilipinas ang foreign adoption decree na iginawad ng hukuman ng Japan, kailangan ni Carl na patunayan sa korte ang nasabing foreign adoption decree. Pwede niya itong patunayan sa pamamagitan ng una, pagbibigay ng official publication o di kaya ay pagbibigay ng certification mula sa opisyal na may hawak ng nasabing dokumento. Kung ang opisina na may hawak ng dokumento ay nasa ibang bansa, maaaring ang certification ay manggaling sa tamang diplomatic official o consulate ng Pilipinas sa Japan at dapat itong may official na selyo ng kanilang opisina.
Yun naman pala. Pwede naman palang kilalanin ng mga hukuman ng Pilipinas ang hatol ng mga banyagang hukuman. Sa inyo pong mga paliwanag, mas nauunawaan na natin ngayon kung paano pinapatupad ang Section 48, Rule 39 ng Rules of Court. Maraming salamat, Attorney Ilustre, sa pagbibigay linaw sa masalimuot na kasong ito.
Maraming salamat din, Ms. Jessica. Hangad ko po ang patuloy na paglawig ng kaalaman ng publiko sa mga ganitong usapin.
Ang naging desisyon ng Korte Suprema sa kaso ni Carr ay nagsilbing paalala na ang pagkilala sa mga desisyon ng mga banyagang hukuman ay hindi pagtalikod sa ating sariling batas. Ito ay isang hakbang patungo sa pag-unawa at paggalang sa isang katotohanan sa buhay ng bawat Pilipino na saan man sila naroroon. Hanggang sa susunod na kwento ng batas, pamilya at katanungan dito sa
Kaso mo, Jessica!